So in this video today, I'm going to go over what I think the excuses would be, okay, if Jon Jones was to lose to Tom Aspinall, if they ever do fight. I'm also going to go over the excuses from the Tom Aspinall fans. I got you in, didn't I, the Jon Jones fans? Got you all angry, ready to type. Jon Jones wouldn't lose to Tom Aspinall. He's the GOAT. In this video, I am the unbiased commentator, okay? I am playing both sides. Obviously, I'm a Jon Jones hater, Tom Aspinall fan, but I think both sides would be salty if either of their favourite fighters lost. I'm going to go over some of the excuses that I think we would hear from both sides of the coin. Now, for Jon Jones fans, I have got 4 excuses that I can see happening. Okay, and for Aspinalls, I've got 3. Okay, we're going to go from the one I'll probably hear the least, to the one we'll hear the most. Okay? So for Jon Jones, let's start with Jon Jones. So if Jon Jones was to lose, I think we would probably hear. So this is one that we're least likely to hear. Jon Jones was injured anyway, guys. Look, Jon Jones tore his pec. It's a devastating injury. He's never been the same since. You know, you try and fight with an injured pec. You know, that's a serious injury, guys. No wonder he didn't show up on the night against Tom Aspinall. He probably injured his pec again. I can see that happening. You know, excuses built in. You know, Jon will probably post-fight be like, you know, I wasn't feeling great after this fight. You know, during this camp, my pec was feeling a bit sore again, and you know, maybe my hips were hurting because I'm getting old, guys. I'm getting old. Remember, knock it off. You know, I can see that happening, and I can see Jon Jones fans saying, yeah, he's probably injured again, guys. You know that pec. You know when he tore his pec, it's a deadly injury. That shit doesn't come back 100% ever. So I can see that happening. But it's the least likely on the list. Okay. Number 3 for Jon Jones fans. We have got... This is more of a cope. More of a cope. So we've got... He's still the GOAT anyway, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter that he lost. He's the GOAT. He's still the GOAT. He always will be. Okay. What's that? 4th LPD test? No, he's always been the GOAT. Always been the GOAT. My GOAT, Jon Jones, always been the GOAT. That's what we're gonna hear. If Jon Jones loses to Tom Aspinall, we're gonna hear, yeah, but he's still the GOAT, so it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter that he lost to Tom Aspinall, because he's the greatest of all time, no matter what. Okay, but if Jon Jones won, it'd be, see, I told you guys, he's the greatest of all time. If he lost, doesn't matter, guys. He's still the greatest of all time. Either way, we're going to get that cope of, well, Jon's still the best, guys. Look what he did at light heavyweight all those years ago. He dominated everyone. Look what he did to everyone. And Stipe, and Garn. Listen, Jon Jones beat the heavyweight GOAT Stipe. Yeah, he was 42, coming out of retirement after 4 years and after being knocked out, but he's a heavyweight GOAT, so, you know, Tom didn't beat him. Tom didn't beat Stipe, so that means Jon's the GOAT. Doesn't matter. Anyway, GOAT, no matter what. Okay? I can see that happening. The cope of, well, he's the GOAT regardless, so it doesn't matter. I can see that. Now, don't worry, I'm going to get to Tom Aspinall's fans soon. I'm gonna get to them soon. This is an even video. Okay, I'm bashing both of them, or both of the fans even. I'm not even going after the fighters. I'm going after the fans now. Number 2. Now I've heard a lot of people say this one, and it's funny. Jon Jones isn't a natural heavyweight. Heavyweight's not even his weight class, guys. He's not even a natural heavyweight. Bro, he's not a natural heavyweight. Are you for it? Jon Jones was like so compact at light heavyweight. He was so big compared to everyone else. Literally everyone else, he was so big. He is a natural heavyweight. But because he competed at light heavyweight, people say, well, he's not even a natural heavyweight. Yeah, he's probably walked around at 230 pounds, just not before cutting down to 205. He's not a natural heavyweight though. He's not a natural heavyweight. Even though literally a heavyweight is anything from 206 onwards, they'd still go, well, he's not a natural heavyweight. So obviously he was going to lose against Tom Aspinall, who's a really big guy. You know, Tom's bigger than him. Obviously he was going to lose. Big, you know, he's not a natural heavyweight. So obviously he was going to lose that fight, guys. You know, I could see that as well. You know, trying to pull the light heavyweight card, even though when he beat Stipe, everyone's saying, "Oh, see, heavyweight goat John Jones over here. He's the heavyweight goat now." I can so see it. Well, he's not even a heavyweight, really, you know? So no wonder he lost against Tom, who's like 30 pounds heavier, because he's not even a heavyweight, but he's the heavyweight GOAT because he beat Stipe, you know? I can see it. I can see it, okay. I can see the salty tears coming down the faces of the John Jones fans, and I'm going to get into the Aspinall fans, you know? Bit of both on this one, you know? I'm going at you all, okay? But I can see that. He's not a natural heavyweight, even though he is, okay? If anything, he's not a natural light heavyweight. Because he was a big dude for the division, and he walked around probably at the weight that he weighed in at UFC 309, about 235. He definitely walked around at that weight before cutting to 205, 100%. And even if he didn't, even if it was, say, 220, that's still heavyweight. It's not the heavyweight limit, but it's still in the heavyweight like bracket. You know. So he is a natural heavyweight, but people say that he wasn't because he was a light heavyweight champion for most of his career. And now we've got the big one. This is the one that I'm going to hear the most. And you know what? I'm going to debunk it with ease, bro. I'm going to show the hypocrisy in this. Okay, so we have got, well, obviously John Jones lost to Tom Aspinall. He's so much older than Tom. He's so much older, guys. Tom's 31, Jones is 37. Come on. Obviously, he was never going to beat Tom. Tom's young. You know, he's in his prime. John's not in his prime anymore, guys. He's getting old. You know, that age gap's just too big. That's what I've heard a lot of people saying the build-up to this fight anyway. When people are saying, why isn't Jones fighting Tom? I've heard a lot of John Jones fans say, well, guys, it's actually smart that Jones isn't fighting Tom because John's old and Tom's young, and it just wouldn't be fair, guys. You know, the young up and comer fighting the old champion. You know, it's just the age gap's too big. Where was this energy when Jones fought DC or fought Stipe? Yeah, Jones and Stipe have a 5-year age gap, but I'll tell you what, that's only 1 year more. Sorry, 1 year less. Is that right? 1 year less than Tom and John Jones. So what's the difference there? And let's just take it further. Okay, the gap's bigger. Sure, why not? 1 year, massive. When Jones fought DC, okay, John was, I believe, 31. DC was 38. That's a bigger age gap than Jones and Tom Aspinall now. And let's say the fight happens next year. Jones will be 38, the same age as DC was when he fought John Jones, and Tom Aspinall will be older than John Jones was when he fought DC. So the argument just goes out the window straight away because you will give Jones props for beating DC at the age of 38. Oh, John Jones dominated DC. He knocked him out with a head kick. It was savage. John Jones is the GOAT, guys. See how he beat the shit out of DC? But if it was Tom and Jones, well, you know, look at the age gap, guys. Come on. John Jones is old now. John Jones is so old, guys. He wouldn't be so old right now. Tom Aspinall so young. Obviously, he was going to lose. You know? Jones is on his way out. He's out of his prime. He's old. He's washed. Obviously, Tom was going to win. He's young. You know, he's got the speed and power on his side because he's youthful. Come on, guys. It was never going to be a fair fight. I can see that. I can see that happening. And you know what they'll do? They'll discredit Tom's win by saying, he beat an old version of John Jones. He beat the old John Jones. If this was prime John Jones, ugh, Aspinall won't stand a chance. Okay, John Jones beat an old DC. John Jones beat an old Stipe. Keep the same energy throughout, guys. Come on. If Tom Aspinall beats John Jones, I'm saying if, okay? I don't want to get anyone angry. If Tom Aspinall beats John Jones, you cannot use the age as a factor. Because in doing so, you're diminishing Jones's win over DC. And Jones's win over Stipe Miocic. So just keep that in mind before you bring out the age comments. Okay? So that is the list for John Jones. That is the excuses I can hear from the John Jones fans right off the bat. Okay? Now, to make it fair, I'm going to go over what I think the Tom Aspinall fans will say. Because I'm a Tom Aspinall fan, okay? And I would like to think that I would give John Jones full credit. I've said, well, not many times, but I have said that if John Jones was to go out there and beat Tom Aspinall, he would be undeniable, bro. And I would hold my hands up and say, John Jones, fucking greatest of all time, without a doubt. Even with the PEDs don't teach skill. I get that. If he goes out and beats Tom Aspinall, there is no fucking question who the best heavyweight on the planet is. No question whatsoever. I will admit it. So, if Aspinall loses, okay, what did I write down for this? Because these are some of the things that I can say, I can hear the Tom Aspinall fans saying. So, coming in at number 3. So this really depends on how John Jones finishes this fight. Okay, because John Jones has got some nasty, or he had a nasty 12-6 elbow. So if John Jones gets Aspinall down to the ground, okay, hitting those 12-6s, I can hear the Tom Aspinall fans saying, huh, Jones only won because that move is now legal. If John Jones fought Aspinall last year, okay, he wouldn't have won that fight because 12-6 elbows wouldn't be allowed. I can see that happening. And it's cope. It would be cope. Because you have it's legal now. And if he uses them now, it's absolutely fine. If he used them a year ago, wouldn't be fine. It'd be a no contest. And you'd be able to say John Jones had to use an illegal move on Tom Aspinall to try and beat him. You would. But if he uses it now, it's a legal move. So you can't say anything about it. But you'd still have some fans come out and say, well, he could only win using the 12-6s. That used to be illegal, guys. If that wasn't legal now, Jones wouldn't stand a chance. Jones would get smoked. I can see that happening. Well, that's unlikely because that's if Jones actually manages to get Tom Aspinall down, which I think he struggles with because of the size and the strength that Tom Aspinall has over John Jones. But it could happen. Jones could take him down, and he could land some 12-6s and get him out of there. And that's what I could hear people saying. He had to use a recently unbanned move. God, what a pussy! He couldn't beat him using just like clean strikes. What a pussy! I can see that happening. Number 2. We all know, whether you like John Jones or not, he's notorious for the old eye pokes. I can see John Jones eye poking Tom Aspinall, kind of blinding him a bit. Oh shit, my eye, and then taking advantage of that, and then getting the finish, something like that. Or he pokes him in the eye, and then Tom's eye's all fucked up, and he basically loses on points because he can't see a thing. Okay. If that was to happen, okay, let's say John Jones just poked him in the eye once by accident, and then straight after, he takes him down, submits him, whatever, ground and pound, whatever. The Aspinall fans are going to say, oh, he only won because he got an eye poke. He had to cheat. He had to get an eye poke victory. All I'll say is, where was that energy when Leon was literally kicking Kamaru in the cock? Okay, like 3 times. No, I didn't hear a lot of people talk about that. All I heard was God, Leon really proved that he wasn't a fluke, guys. Leon really proved to the world that he wasn't a fluke head kick. But if Jon Jones was to poke Tom in the eye, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pissed. I'd probably say this. I'm not gonna lie, I'll admit it. I would cope for it. But it's fair enough because it's an illegal move, blah, 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 blah. It's a foul. But I can see Jon Jones poking him in the eye, even once, and then winning the fight, and the Aspinall fans are saying, he only won because of the eye poke. If Jones didn't poke Tom in the eye, he'd be able to see better, and he would have knocked him out in round 1. Come on. Tell me that you can't hear that coming. I'm not going to lie, I'd say it. So I'm just saying, I'm trying to play both sides of the coin. I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I'm trying to be neutral. Okay? This isn't how I think these fighters win. This is what I think the fans would say as an excuse to try and cope, alright? And then we have the big one. Numero uno. We would have the Aspinall fans saying, he's probably back on PEDs, guys. That wouldn't be a good look for us, guys. Do not stoop to that. Even though, let's say that he might be, because he is known for blasting PEDs for most of his career. We cannot have Tom lose and then us come out and go, well, he's probably just on PEDs again. That's why he won. That'd make us look bad. That'd make us look like the Jon Jones fanatics. They're making excuse after excuse after excuse for him, you know? We don't want to be like that, bro. If Jon Jones beats Tom Aspinall, what we need to do is just give Jon Jones his respect. As a fighter, not as a human being, because he's a trash human being. But we need to say, well done, Jon Jones. You beat the best heavyweight on the planet. But there'd still be people going, well, he's probably on PEDs, and he pokes him in the eye, so... Even if Jones passed the drugs test, I can still see people saying, well, he knows how to work his way around a drug test now. He's done it for long enough. He's probably blasted PEDs in training camp and come off it in time for the drug testing. Something like that. I don't know. He's probably on PEDs. Like, if Jon Jones was able to, wrestle Tom to the ground and keep him there, you know the PED accusations would come out. Maybe rightfully so, but even still, it wouldn't be a good look. We could just say, Jon Jones is a good wrestler, because he is. PEDs or not, he's a good wrestler. Okay? But I can see there's Tom Aspinall fans coming out and saying, he only beat Tom because he's on PEDs. Even though throughout the whole build-up, we would all be saying, Tom Aspinall smokes Jon in a round. PEDs or no PEDs, Tom Aspinall wins this fight. Let's say he loses. Well, that's because he's on PEDs, isn't it? Let's keep the same energy. Let's not turn into the Jon Jones fans. Let's not do that. So basically what I'm trying to say to you guys, if Jon Jones loses, just give Aspinall his props. Okay? The age gap is pretty much the same as when Jones fought DC and head kick KO'd him. You all gave Jones props for that fight. Let's give Tom the same props. Is all I'm saying. And Jones is supposedly the greatest fighter to ever live, arguably better than DC in most of your guys' eyes. Okay, so he really shouldn't have this age gap shouldn't really play a factor too much, because it is the same. Well, it's not. It's actually less of an age gap than Jones and DC. So if Tom wins, just give him his props. Say, you know what, Tom, you beat the GOAT. You beat the GOAT. Fucking fair play. You are the best heavyweight on the planet. You can still make an argument for Jones being the light heavyweight GOAT. Why not? Sure. Let's give him that. Whatever. I don't really care. But heavyweight, if Tom Aspinall beats Jon Jones in dominant fashion, there's no debate at heavyweight, I don't think. And if Tom Aspinall loses, guys, let's just give Jones his props. Just like we'd expect the Jon Jones fans to give Aspinall his props. If Jon Jones wins, let's just say, fair play. Well done, Jon Jones. You went out there, you proved that you are actually the best heavyweight on the planet, beating Tom Aspinall in dominant fashion, on points, whatever it is. well done, John Jones. That's what we need to do. We just need to be respectful fans, guys. I mean, look, I don't like John Jones. I really don't. But in that Stipe fight, that KO was amazing. Doesn't matter who he was. Like, that spinning body kick was nasty, bro. I like winced. I was like, ooh. It was really, really good. It was a great knockout. Performance wasn't too good, but the knockout was amazing. I'll give him his props where it's due. He managed to keep Stipe on the ground for 3 minutes, just beating the shit out of him. I get it's Stipe, but it's dominant first round, brilliant finish by John Jones. I mean, you've got to give him some props, guys. Not too much though, because it was against Stipe Miocic, 42 years, hasn't fought in nearly 4 years, and his last fight was in 2021, and he got knocked out in his last wins in 2020. So let's just lower the props a little bit, but the KO, the TKO, whatever you want to call it, was amazing. Okay? Bottom line is, let's not be salty fans, guys. Give the fighters the props where they deserve, okay? That's it for the video. A bit different, okay? But I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. My links are down below. Until next time, I'll see you in a bit.